Hey guys, it's Nate from 1234 Dose TV. Today we'll be reacting to hognose snakes in the wild. Are we keeping them correctly? It's basically a video from Herperstv, who's the channel owner. His name is Dave Kaufman, and I met this guy on social media, and I've seen lots of his videos, and he's really cool. So if you don't mind, subscribe to him, his channel, and link's going to be the original video going to be below, and this is only going to be a part one of a video of like a 19-minute video. We'll only watch like 9 minutes of it. It's going to be I'm going to probably make a part two. Yeah, probably soon. And so stay tuned, and please subscribe to his channel, and let's go watch.
So it's finally springtime here in my home state of Minnesota, and for years, every spring, I've been coming right here to the prairies of central Minnesota. This is one of my favorite places to herp in the world, and the reason is because there are actually a lot of species of snakes and other reptiles that call these central prairies home, namely the western.
Now, the western hognose snake, I've never seen one in the flesh, but there's 3 species, and he's going to mention that. But I have seen eastern hognose snakes while out herping, and they are pretty neat snakes. You're gonna get to see why in this video, because I've seen this video before. I'm just reacting it for you. Spoiler.
Hognose snake, or the plains hognose snake, and I'll get into that difference a little bit later on in this video. And so we're going to see how the plains hognose snake is living out here in the wild, so that we better know how to care for them in our homes. I'm Dave Kaufman, and I am obsessed with reptiles. So come with me and join my reptile adventures.
I've actually talked to him on social media, though I've never met him in the flesh. I've seen his videos.
At Zilla, we are dedicated to the innovation of caging, lighting, and equipment solutions that provide proper husbandry for your pet's long and happy life. To see our entire catalog, visit zillarules.com.
You don't know what herping is. Look it up on
So in this habitat, the prairies of central Minnesota, hognose snakes in this habitat are actually quite common. And the easiest way to find them is in the springtime, because the grass isn't so overgrown and they are just coming out of hibernation again. And therefore, all you really need to do is walk around the prairies and find their overwintering dens. And generally speaking, they're going to be really close to those dens this time of year. So look at this. This is exactly what we're looking for. This is a small mammal burrow, and you can see the tracks from where snakes are coming in and out of this hole. And this is where the hognose snakes are overwintering small little burrows like this. So with these tracks out of this hole being this fresh, chances are there's a hognose just right around in this area.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go. There's a little hoggy sitting right here. Look at that.
These snakes like to play dead.
You gonna play dead on me, buddy?
Yeah, see what I mean?
You gonna play dead? Come here.
So it's pretty cool.
There he goes. So that is classic hognose behavior. As soon as you touch a wild hognose, they will go through this death row where they will open their mouth and they will open their cloaca and crap all over themselves, writhe around, and play dead. They are really good actors at playing dead, but watch this. So if you take the hognose after he's played dead and flip him over... Oh, you're not going to do it for... Yeah, you're going to make me look bad because...
Normally
well,
I would flip over.
Okay.
I've seen that
there,
in the video.
there. All right, we did it. But this is a classic hognose defense mechanism, and what they're doing is he thinks I'm a predator that's about to eat him, so he wants to make himself look as unappetizing as possible. So he's going to gape his mouth open, roll on his back, he's going to open that cloaca, and just dump all over the place, musk all over the place. And whereas other snakes have adopted a very similar defense mechanism, hognoses, man, they are really dedicated to the act. And whereas plains hognose, some of them do it, some of them don't, the Oscar for the best acting is the eastern hognose snake. And you can see just how dedicated he is to the act. comical things about this is that if you flip them back over onto their bellies, they believe that they need to be on their back in order to really sell the idea that they're dead, and they'll flip right back over onto their backs again. So here in Minnesota, we actually have the plains hognose snake and the eastern hognose snakes. So you can definitely see why the eastern hognose snake wins the Oscar for the best acting for playing dead. But right now, let's go back to the prairies in central Minnesota. So this little guy is a plains hognose snake. Why not a western hognose snake? Well, I'll get to that in a second, but this is a male, and this guy is fresh out of hibernation here on the prairies in Minnesota. I bet you he's only been out for about a week. The weather has been really cold this spring. Usually when these guys come out of hibernation, they are all banged up. They've got sores on them from, sitting around for 6 months during the long Minnesota winter, but this guy, he seems pretty all right. He's got a little sore right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but usually these guys are absolutely covered with these when they emerge in the springtime. And this guy, wow, you had a good winter, didn't you? In all the years I've been coming up here, I've noticed that males seem to emerge from their hibernation dens, which are mammal burrows out here on the prairie, much sooner than females do. And I don't know if the reason for that is because the males emerge from their dens and start immediately cruising to find those females, and the females emerge and just kind of stay put by those dens. So getting back to the topic of why these are called plains hognose and not western hognose is because back in the past, probably 20 years ago, pre-2000, this was grouped into a group of hognose snakes called the western hognose snake. And it included this guy, which is a plains hognose snake. It included the dusty hognose snake, which is Galoidii. And it included the Mexican hognose snake, which is Kennerlii. But that group as a whole of those three snakes were called western hognose snakes. Again, the plains hognose snake, the dusty hognose snake, and the Mexican hognose snake. Those three in that group were called western.
They should do that with the eastern hognose snake, the northern eastern hognose snake, and the southern hognose snake, because there's a hognose snake subspecies that lives in the South, United States. I mean, by that I mean Southeast. I think there's one in Florida too, but I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. And let me know and also in the comments, let me know what you think of that, and what your thoughts are on that. So yeah, let's have a little debate there about stuff, and Let's get back to the video.
Snakes. This one was always called plains hognose snake, but over time, they just kind of got the name western hognose snake and it stuck. But it's not actually correct. These are actually, again, plains hognose snakes. So that is pretty much what hognose snakes are doing out here in the springtime, out here on the Minnesota prairies. But what about later on in the spring when the breeding season is really cooking out here on the prairies? So today I have Emily from Snake Discovery, and we just found this male cruising around this prairie, and this is actually Emily's lifer hognose snake. So I want to take a little time and talk about breeding hognose snakes and what they're doing out here in the wild, and how to breed them in our homes as well. So Emily, you have bred hognoses for a number of years, right?
Yeah, 4-ish years. I have a couple girls ready to drop any day right now.
Nice. So I don't breed hognoses anymore, but I used to do hognoses and bull snakes almost exclusively. And one of the reasons why I stopped breeding hognose snakes was because of the care of the babies. I was so sick and tired of having those babies that come out, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And you have to cut pinky heads off and kind of force feed them and try to get them to eat on their own. It's really time consuming, and it was taking time away from everything else. But what these snakes are doing out here this time of year is that this is a male, and this is exactly what we expect to find out here this time of year on the prairie, because these guys are cruising everywhere looking for those females if they haven't already bred this time of year. But what I have noticed in all the years that I've been following these snakes up here on the prairie is that these snakes will actually breed in the fall as well as in the springtime. So what I did with my captive bred hognoses is in about September I would start doubling their food, and then in about October I would gradually decrease the temperature in their enclosures, and then in that decrease I would pair males and females, and I actually got some very successful locks. And then I would brumate them separately, and then in the spring I would pair them up again, and a few months later we'd have eggs. Have you ever tried to fall pair?
I have not fall paired before. And you actually see locks and all that?
Yep.
Okay. if you ever want to breed hognose snakes, keep that in mind. However, if you want to breed any reptile, I know I said I've never tried it, but that's actually not. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment below. And thanks for watching. And yeah, have a good night. Good day. And if you think this photo is cute, please subscribe as a reminder. And if you don't, still subscribe. It'll be great. Yeah.